Hello ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that I share with you my thoughts on The Fault in Our Stars film. I'm not going to go into any detail on the plot of this film because I assume that if you're watching this video, you're familiar with either the very popular novel or very popular movie adaptation. So if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, I may go into spoilers, so if you're sensitive to spoilers, I would say you should definitely skip this. I want to say up front that The Fault in Our Stars was not a bad film. It was an okay film. I didn't hate it, but I do have a lot of critical things to say about it. Also, I think it's very important to note that I did make the mistake of rereading the book for the third time the night before I went to see the film. So it was very fresh in my mind. But today I'm going to try to talk about the film completely separate from the book, but I am an imperfect human and my brain just can't help but compare the two. So bear with me. Let me start with the positives that I found in this film. I really enjoyed the cinematography. It wasn't perfect or award-winning, but it was sweet and subtle and lovely. Also, one of my favorite messages from the book really translated well to the film. The message that we all leave a mark. It may not be grand, it may not be for the ages to remember, but that doesn't make it any less significant. And like I said, that really translated well to the film. The last super positive thing I have to say about the film is that I really enjoyed Willem Dafoe's portrayal of Van Houten. My only complaint about him is that there wasn't more of him in the film. Okay, so now onto the more critical things. I got the impression that the overall marketing for this movie was to present it as not another cliche teen romance film, but it just didn't deliver on that for me. I really felt like it reduced all of the side characters to these flat characters that could just blend in and out of the background whenever they were needed so that the young budding romance could be in full view. Which is fine, but it's not what John Green does. John Green writes really great side characters that are often more likable, more realistic than his protagonists. The ones that I saw in the film were just kind of cutouts or caricatures of the side characters. And the film, for the most part, felt like a mashup of all of the favorite lines and scenes from the book, and it was pretty faithful to the plot of the story, but it just lacked all of the heart that I came to expect. I totally understand the things that they cut out of the film, but I just don't think that they captured the tone of the film. For me personally, it's just way more important to capture the feel and the tone of a novel when you're adapting it to film. With all of that said, I definitely cried during most of the parts that I cried in during the book, but I'm not entirely sure that the movie is what actually made me cry or if it just reminded me of the emotions that I initially felt when I read it on the page. Unfortunately, I could probably list several little silly nitpicky things about this film, like the pacing or some of the acting or the abundance of music. I know that a humongous amount of work and time goes into making a film, and I don't want to discredit any of that. I think that my overall thoughts and disappointment for this film can be summed up like this. Some novels are just not meant to be adapted into film. Books and movies are two completely different beasts. You sometimes just can't capture the writing and the prose that you can experience in a novel in a film, and vice versa. The Fault in Our Stars is just one of those novels for me. I imagine it would be really difficult to adapt that book into something that isn't cliche and cheesy, so I definitely commend the team that made this film for what they came out with. In terms of reaching people, I think that this is a great film. I just think that maybe I don't fit into the demographic that this film was targeting, because like I said at the beginning of this video, it wasn't a terrible movie. It was just okay, for me. And I totally respect any opposing opinions and would love to hear what your thoughts are, regardless of what side of the table that you're on, in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with a new video very soon, okay? Okay.